Hello, abnormal family. I felt it was important that I put together a video over this email that was sent in by a viewer. If a lot of you missed our live last night, you missed a really good email that was sent in. One of our viewers shared a very personal experience. If you're missing our lives, you're going to be missing a lot of information that's going to be coming out here pretty soon. We have one tomorrow night, which is Monday night, and it's going to have a lot of information. I want to go ahead and get into this live here that we talked about and share this story. He says, Mike, I have something that needs to be told, and I have picked you to tell it. I know that you're a true Christian, and people need to know this. We have a child, and we live in Missouri on a large lake. In the area that they live in, they live on a large lake. It is very secluded. It's very nice, very wooded, and also very dark at night. They've done this to get away from society. They like the peace. They like, being able to relax. As a lot of people do like that, as I like it myself. They said we had a Bigfoot around the house, and we could hear him breathing and scratching on the house and trying the doorknobs. Now, this was happening at their house over a period of time. Bigfoot, would come up, and he would start, scratching on the house. They was hearing the heavy breathing. They was hearing the whoops and the whistles. The barn door being left open. They was noticing some of the feed was missing. It was trying the doorknobs, just things like that. Now, they said it didn't bother them, and sometimes they would leave feed out, extra feed for it. So in essence, they were allowing this creature to stay there. It was almost like it was welcome to be there. And Kaylee even made the comment saying that they were gifting it, which is, she's right. It is a form of gifting. I mean, they're allowing it to be there. And I think later on, that's probably what caused the issue that they had. Their son was 6 years old, and he started talking to what they thought was an imaginary friend at his bedroom window. Now, this went on for a while, and he would sit in there and he would talk, and he would laugh, and stare out the window. Well, it got to where he would hold toys and hold the toys out the window and drop the toys out the window. Well, one night, his mom and dad were watching TV, and the mom noticed that he took one of those popcorn poppers you push on the ground, which my mom told me what they were called, I couldn't remember, and he pushed it out the window. Well, the mom noticed that she heard it popping outside like something was pushing it, but then it was also returned back through the window to the child. That's when everything started really taking a turn. They asked him who he was talking to, and the little boy said he was talking to a large teddy bear. He said it comes to his window and it would visit with him at night, and sometimes they would play. He said they would play games, like guessing games, and he said the teddy bear would make funny faces at him and stuff like that. But then the child said that the teddy bear started asking what the little boy's mom and dad's worst fears were. And of course the little boy didn't know. He said, I don't know. It asked him to find out and let it know. So this went on a little over time, which I think it should have been stopped right about there. Or even back when Bigfoot, or whatever this was at their house, it should have been known that it wasn't welcomed. They said one night they heard a loud boom come out of his bedroom. They ran to his bedroom to find him missing out of the bedroom, and the bedroom window was opened. They immediately called 911, and the child was located. The child was sitting down in the dark over by this large lake in the middle of Missouri, in the middle of the woods, in the pitch black, and he was staring down into the water. They asked him, "Why are you staring down into the water? What are you doing?" And the little boy replied, "The teddy bear lives there," and he pointed toward the water. Now, Kaylee had a good explanation. I thought maybe it was in the water, but Kaylee said maybe this creature was swimming across the lake to visit the boy, and the little boy had seen him go in and out of the water, so he just assumed that that's where this thing lived. It was probably crossing the lake to see this little boy. They said we took him home, and that's whenever things really started to change. The little boy started taking baths in the middle of the night. He was always wanting water. He was always playing in the water. He always had cups of water and was always playing in it. They said his demeanor had really changed. He started eating fish and seafood and things that he never ate before. He became interested in almost anything that swam or lived in the water. This little boy was now wanting to eat that he never did like before. And they thought that that was very, very strange. His eating habits had changed dramatically. But then it got even worse and a little more sinister. He started hurting his cousins when they would play. And whenever his cousins would cry, he would react by staring at them as if he was studying them to try to understand why they were crying or why they were acting the way they were acting. It's like he no longer had any feelings, or he was trying to see why they were acting, the way they would react. And then he would look at people with a serious look in his eyes, and he would laugh. He would laugh loudly, but his eyes wouldn't show that he was laughing because it was funny. His eyes were serious and just a gaze with this loud, crazy laugh. And they said he would do it for like minutes on end. And then it got even worse. The little feller was playing with his cousins, and he bit one of his cousins' fingers off. They were unable to reattach it because he had swallowed it, and the damage done to the finger, it was unable to be reattached. He was getting very, very violent. The laughing was happening over and over and over and over. They couldn't get him to stop doing it. He continued to hurt people. He got to where he would bite, and he started using other things as weapons. They said they have now placed him in a halfway house where he is medicated, and he will probably spend the rest of his life. They said their visits are one of the scariest things in the world because he looks at them like he's going to kill them, and he always tells them, "You're going to die." Now, I think a lot of people make these mistakes by allowing these creatures to hang around your house. They openly admitted that they allowed it to happen. And it happened over a period of years. It was there before their child was ever 6, and they just allowed it to stay. They said it was never a threat. It never done anything bad. It never killed any of the farm animals, never, broke anything. It just was there and would pretty much snoop around. Now you have to ask yourself, of all these people that say they're having these good encounters, they're opportunists. They will wait to attack. And if you have a child there, or something that gives them opportunity, they may go from friend to foe, and you may end up regretting it the rest of your life whenever you lose a loved one. I thought this story was important to share and to put it on a video so we wouldn't lose it. I hope you all enjoyed this drop today. I know it was hard for him probably to send this in, been part of his family, but I believe it's important that we all know what's going on out there. And I want to thank each and every one of you for listening, supporting Hunter, and smashing that like button on this video. And we got a boots on the ground coming up here pretty soon, guys. I'm going to try to catch that thing that I heard the other night. I will go back and try to catch it. And we're going to talk about it Monday night on the live, so join us Monday night on the live. And until next time, guys, keep your head on a swivel. Don't be something's dinner. And we'll see you on the next one.